Radiant Life TV, and I am your lovely host, Sharice Dickerson, and I am so glad that you all are here. Now, Radiant Life and what we do, it is a community of millennials, and the whole goal is to help millennials start living and stop existing. Maybe you feel like that. Maybe you feel as though you were on a stationary bike and you were doing a whole bunch of movement, but you aren't actually getting anywhere. Well, we help you shift from just existing and to actually start living. And not just living, but living a life that is full of light, full of purpose, and full of impact. And so that is what the Radiant Life is all about, helping you be completely and totally radiant. Now, how I came up with Radiant and kind of got to this place, I was kind of hinting at it a little bit earlier, but I found myself stuck. And I was stuck on a stationary bike, and I was just doing a whole lot of movement, but I really wasn't getting anywhere. Another way that I really like to describe it is I describe it as kind of like The Walking Dead. Now, we all know The Walking Dead is a TV show, and it's like a hit TV show, and people watch it for entertainment. But let me tell you, it's not entertainment when it's your life. When it's your life and you're just feeling like kind of like a zombie and you're going through life, but it doesn't really have any meaning. Now, I have really struggled with insecurity and pain and rejection, and that is a part of my story. I will never forget, I was in the 5th grade, and I know we're going way back, but it's really important that I start at this place just so you can get an inside look of everything that was going on in my life. So I'm in the 5th grade, and in the 5th grade, they play all of those silly games, and we were playing this rating game, and it's where the guys would rate the girls, right? They would rate the girls, and, they would rate the girls from 1 to however many girls were in the class. And in my class, we had 19 girls, okay? 19 girls, right? And so it was 5th period, and we were in the 5th grade, and so all of the guys were passing around this sheet of notebook paper, and as the crinkled sheet of paper went to one hand to the next, all of the girls in the class, our hearts were really beating high, right? Because, of course, we wanted to be rated at the top. So class is over, and all of us dart out of the room. And that's probably the quickest we have ever gotten out of that classroom. So we all dart out of the room, and then we are all looking to see this paper. Now, I kind of move over to the side because I figure, I'm probably going to be in like the top 10. I mean, I'm being humble, right? I'm going to be in the top 10. So finally, I get the piece of paper, and my eyes scan down. Nope. Don't see myself in the top 5. Okay. It's okay. You win some, you lose some. Keep scanning. Don't see myself in the top 10. Now I'm starting to get a little nervous. Keep scanning. Don't see myself in the top 15. Do you want to know where your girl was? I'm sure you probably want to know. I was number 19. And do you want to know what number 19 is? The bottom. And I wish I could say that that was the last and only time that I saw myself at the bottom, but it wasn't. The bottom ended up becoming a part of my identity and a place where I felt like I belonged. I belonged at the bottom. So I couldn't achieve this because, well, the bottom is where I belong. And I mean, since they thought that I was at the bottom, I mean, it must be true. All of these guys in the class can't be wrong. All of these people can't be wrong. And so that started to become a part of my story, and rejection and pain, it just all started to go together, and it just kind of started to be a snowball effect. I never could see myself as radiant. And I know you're probably thinking like, Sharice, I mean, you are doing all of these awesome things. And I mean, you started a nonprofit named Shine when you were 17 years old. I mean, that is awesome. And I love the ministry and Shine, but you can start a lot of things and still be stuck. I mean, please understand that. You can start a lot of things. You can do a lot of things. You can be working in ministry and still be feeling like you are the walking dead, like you are just existing, but you aren't living. And so the first thing in order for me to start living was for me to realize who God has actually called me to be. Who is it that God has called me to be? Now, going back to that doing, I think a lot of times we find our identity in what we do, especially for millennials. So when you go and you introduce yourself, you're like, hello, my name is blah, 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 and I do X, Y, and Z. You know, when you introduce yourself, and to be honest, people really don't care about your name. It seems that they only care about what you do. They only care about what you do. They only care about what you do. However, what is important though is that we are not defined by what we do. We're not defined by what we do, but we are defined by who we are. Okay? But the thing is, many of us don't even know who we are. I know I didn't. And so I stopped introducing myself by what I did. And I started introducing myself by who I actually was. And I wanted to be known as being a woman that is full of light, full of impact, and full of purpose. And that's what I wanted to define me. Not everything else that I did, but who God has called me to be. And so this is it. This is stepping into that place of living. You're no longer the walking dead, but you are walking in what God has called you to be and who God has called you and uniquely designed you to be. So that kind of gives you an inside look of my story and everything dealing with the radiant life and why it is so important to me. But maybe you also feel like, you know what, Sharice, I feel like I'm a part of the Walking Dead. And like you said, this is not entertainment because this is our lives, right? So it isn't funny. It's not a game because this really is our life. So what can I do to stop, just existing? What can I do to actually move into that place of living? What can I do to move into that place of living? Well, first and foremost, I think this is really important. So we're at the end of the year, and December is a really big month, right? Okay, we've got the holidays, Christmas, which is so exciting. But for a lot of us, by the time we make it to December, we are already in a defeated mode. We're already in a defeated mode. So that's where we are. We're already defeated, right? Because, we had all of these goals, all of these things that we were going to do at the beginning of the year, but we didn't end up doing them. We didn't end up doing them, right? So let me tell you something about this, about the importance of finishing, because we didn't finish those goals. And so instead of going into our new year by running into that new year, we're more like just limping into it. We're just limping into that new year, just going through, just trying to skate in, because we had all of these dreams, we had all of these goals, and then we're just defeated because we didn't reach any of them. None of them at all. And so I really started thinking about this. And let me tell you the shift that happened. So I've mentioned a lot of times and frequently, if you follow me, up until about 6 months ago, I was that girl that was just existing. Just existing. And I know you're probably like, what, Sharice, just existing? Yep. Homie, that was so my life. And then a shift happened. And I decided I was sick and tired of just existing, and I was ready to start living. And a part of that shift that happened is I was hanging out with one of my mentees. And a lot of you all probably know, and if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. So I mentor a lot of young girls that I have a teen young women's organization called Shine, and it's an empowerment organization for girls 12 to 18. And so I mentor a lot of young women, and I was out with one of my mentees. So we're out, we're talking, and I was telling her about some of the things that I was planning on doing this year. and then planning on doing in 2018. And I had mentioned this to her before, and I had started and stopped and started and stopped, and you kind of understand how it goes. Just starting and stopping, starting and stopping, starting and stopping. And so we were casually talking, and then she goes, "So, are you going to finish it?" And I just looked at her, because I mean, I'm the mentor. And she looked at me again, and she was like, "Are you going to finish it?" And something in me shifted. I realized I wasn't a finisher. I would start things, stop them, start them, stop them, start them, stop them. I think a lot of times we think the defeated mindset is because of other people and what other people have done to us, when a good amount of time it's we're defeating ourselves. We're defeating ourselves by starting and stopping, starting and stopping. And so she asked me, "Are you going to finish?" And that's one of the things that really was a shift for me. I realized, and maybe you realize this too, if somebody had asked me to do the same thing that was one of my goals, if they had asked me to do it for them, oh, I would have done it for them. They could depend on me. I mean, whatever it is, whatever it was, if they asked me to do X, Y, and Z for them, to motivate them to do it, oh, I would have been there, because I'm very loyal. I feel like I'm responsible. And so I could be there for them. And many of you are in the same place. If somebody else asked you to do the exact same thing that was your goal, you would probably be faithful to them. And I realized that a lot of times I am very faithful and accountable and there for other people. But then when it comes to me, I let myself down. So when it comes to me and it comes to the things that the goals that I have, and I know they're good goals and the goals that God has sometimes placed on my heart, I let them go. I let them just go by the wayside. And you know what I realized? A lot of times we are more loyal and we are more dependable when it comes to other people than when it comes to ourselves. Like, so true. Other people can count on us. Get this. Other people can count on us, but we can't even count on us. I'll say that again. Other people can count on us, but we can't even count on us. Why can't we count on us? Because we have a track record of not finishing anything. And so then when we start something, it's like, yeah, I started, but I know I'm probably going to quit. Yeah, I started, but I know I'm probably not going to do it. Yeah, I started, but I know I'm probably not going to do X, Y, and Z. And so then our brain is programmed to think that she's not going to do it. So the truth is, when you hop into 2018, you still have that defeated mindset because you keep letting you down. You keep doing it. And that's what I realized. And so like this whole Radiant Life TV platform, I had planned on starting it back up in 2018. You know, new year, started back up in 2018. But the truth is, a new calendar day isn't going to change anything if I have this same defeated mindset. It's not going to change. Nothing's going to change if you still have the same old mindset. That's why the Bible says to renew your mind. To renew your mind. Do not conform to this world, but to renew your mind. Renew your mind. And then it talks about renewing your mind to the will of God. And the will of God, a lot of times we think, do not conform to this world. We use that scripture as like telling our teens and people, don't hang out with bad people. Well, actually, it has a lot more to do with purpose than you think. So not conforming your mind to the things of the world, so then you will know what is the good and perfect will of God. So check this out. You will not know what is the will of God if you keep having that defeated thought. Now, that is what totally blew my mind. I was like, Lord, have mercy. Because I think a lot of times we minimize scriptures to just one area, but God has so much more for us. And so how you can get rid of that stinking thinking, as Joyce Meyer would say, is by continually renewing your mind to the word of God. And instead of having I am not statements, then you can say I am, because I know who the I am is, and I know him personally. And so that's one really big thing that has happened for me, because I've said, you know what? Nah, I'm not taking this defeated. I am not taking, thank you, L'Oreal. She said, I am on point. Thank you. I see all of y'all's hearts and everything like that. I am not taking this defeated mindset into 2018. No. It has got to go. It's got to go. I'm not taking it into the new year. So you know what I decided? I'm going to start today. I don't care that it was November when I decided to start. I can't remember the day. It was November and it was kind of like an off day. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Why? Because I started and I was determined to finish and to finish what I started. So my question to you is, what are some of the goals that you all set for this year? What are they? What are some of the goals that you set? Just think about it. What are some of the goals? And if you are in the chat area, you can post them. What are some of the goals? And maybe you haven't reached it yet. But listen, the year isn't over. There are exactly 21 days left in the year. So that means that there's still time for you. Now, maybe it's not enough time to do everything on your list, but one thing it is enough time for you to do is accomplish something that is on your list, because it's kind of like a domino effect. When you do one thing, then you have the momentum to go into 2018. And that's the shift that's going to help you reach your goals then. Okay? That is the shift that you need. So think about it. What is one of the things that you feel like, man, I wish I really wanted to do that. I really wanted, hi Keisha, thanks so much for tuning in. I really wanted to do that, but maybe different things have come up. Well, there is still time for you. There's still time for you. There's time for you to finish this goal. So you can do it. And I want to help you do it. I want to help you do it, and I want to help you finish this goal. So keep talking, keep listing your goals. I have a surprise for you all. I'll be right back. Keep talking. So the surprise that I had for you all is really exciting, is that we are going to be launching a community. So we're going to be launching a community because I think accountability is really, really important when you are trying to achieve these goals. Accountability is so important. So a lot of times I think our goals don't work and we aren't really able to finish our year strong is because we don't have any accountability. We don't have anybody that's able to keep us accountable as we are on this journey. And it's really important for this accountability because we're trying to finish and we're trying to get rid of this defeated mindset. We're trying to finish. And so I started a community, and it is a Facebook group, and you can see it, the Radiant Life Tribe. If you search it, the Radiant Life Tribe, the group should come up, and I can show you the group page. Let's see. Hopefully y'all can see my screen. Y'all should be able to see my screen right now. Yes, you can. So this is the community, the Radiant Life, a community of purpose-driven millennial women. You can just type it in, go in and join this community. Now let's go out of this. Okay, so go in and join this community. Go in and join this community because this community, we are going to be holding each other accountable. And you can use the hashtag #IFinished2017 to be listing all the goals and the things that you are finishing. But this is not only going to be a community for the I Finished 2017 challenge, but it is also going to be a community that keeps going on and grows with us. So I am so very, very excited that you all were able to tune in. But don't forget, I finished 2017. Hashtag I finished 2017. So I think a lot of us have all of these different goals and things that we want to finish, right? And we need to have achievable goals because remember, there's only 21 days left in the year. So I think, we're talking about that defeated mindset. A lot of things that aid to that defeated mindset is not having, having unrealistic goals. And so definitely don't want to do that. But what can you do in 21 days that will get you one step closer to where you want to be in 2018? So for me, one of those goals is I want to read a book. I want to read a book. But then not only do I want to read a book, I actually want to finish writing my own book. And so for me, what that looks like is just writing something daily. I might not get the whole book written. I might not get it written. But one thing's for sure, by writing daily or writing a certain amount of times a week, whatever I decide, is I will get one step closer to that goal. Now remember, we're talking about getting rid of that defeated mindset and creating positive habits, because we know those habits will then lead us into our new year. Okay, so join the Facebook community. I finished 2017. Hashtag it with thank you. I appreciate that, L'Ariel. Yes, hashtag it. Hashtag it, hashtag it, hashtag it. Please give us a hashtag. Hashtag I finished 2017. Join the community. I think I have a few questions that you need to answer to get into the community. Not because I don't trust any of you all, but because to keep the spammers out. You kind of understand how it goes. There are spammers everywhere, unfortunately. So we just added some questions to keep that out. But definitely join the community, because I want to encourage you, but I want you all to encourage me. This is a community for all of us, for purpose-driven millennial women. And I have had the opportunity to talk to a lot of you all. And as our community continues to form, and so many of you all have come up to me and said, Sharice, we love what you're doing. We love everything. I just wish there was a place where I could meet other purpose-driven millennial women. And I said, you know what? Me too. So that's another reason that we created the community. So head on over to the community and join. There's going to be a lot of great action going on there. I'm going to be in the community, so definitely join. Don't forget to share this broadcast. Although you all are live, I definitely believe that people can benefit from this broadcast even if they aren't live. Thank you all so much for all of the comments. I see all of them. Dejanay, Keisha, Stacy, L'Ariel, Sister Irma, Carla, all of you all that are on. I totally appreciate y'all coming on. Now, this broadcast, if you enjoyed the live, which I hope you did, Francesca, see you as well. If you enjoyed the live broadcast, I'm going to be going live more often. So you can see me on Sundays. You can definitely see me on Sundays, Sunday nights at this time right here. But then you can also see me on Wednesdays as well. So we're kind of changing up how we do Radiant Life TV. And so you can see me live here on Sunday nights, but then also head over to our YouTube channel, because you can see this video, this rebroadcast on Mondays on YouTube, but then on Wednesdays, you can then see an interview that I am doing with another millennial that is doing impactful work. So definitely tune in on Wednesdays to see my interviews with the other millennials who are doing amazing work. Y'all, you don't want to miss Wednesdays. It is absolutely amazing. Some of the things that I am hearing about and hearing their heart and how they're walking into purpose, like, it is totally inspiring me. And I know for sure that it will inspire you to chase purpose as well. So thank you all so much for joining. I totally appreciate you all being here. Again, my name is Sharice Dickerson, and thank y'all for being here. It really warms my heart. Be here next week, and don't forget to tune in on Wednesday. Now, lastly, if you haven't already, and you want to get updates about this community, you can head over to my website, ShariceDickerson.com, and you can stay up to date with everything that I have going. So thank you all again for joining the community, and I can't wait to see you all the next time. Don't forget, you were born to shine. So now, darling, it's time that you live with purpose. Bye. See you all later.